All right, this scripture, the context of this scripture is upon the return of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So we had talked about in lessons a couple of weeks ago dealing with the resurrection and the return of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when Christ returns, the nations that will not serve Israel, it's speaking of Israel here, because who is being spoken to in this verse is Israel. And sometime you can go into Isaiah 20 or 60 and read it for yourself, but you'll see that the context of who's been spoken to is Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. So when Christ returns, and there are nations that are on the earth, they have a choice to make.
Mm-hmm.
Either they can join in with the other nations that are trying to make war with Christ, or they can humble themselves and determine that they will serve Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And in serving Israel, they will also be serving Christ and the Most High. It says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. They'll be utterly wasted by the sword and by fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And see, the thing is, this is not a servitude as we know servitude to be.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not a bad thing or a negative thing for those who are heathens or considered Gentiles, the Gentile nations. So this isn't something for a Gentile to look at and be like, oh, and be upset about it, because it's going to be a righteous kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
The Gentiles will be happy to serve Israel,
Mm-hmm.
and just be happy that they're able to partake in the kingdom of Christ, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of the Most High. All right. So there is a difference between a bondman and a hired servant.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look up hired servant, it's in the Hebrew, it's H7916, and it says, a man at wages by the day or year, hired, a hireling. So that's what Israel should be to Israel. This is the law that the Most High has given Moses to give to the children of Israel. That an Israelite can be a hired servant, but he should not be a bondman. If you need a bondman or a bondmaid, that should be of the Gentile nations.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go back to Leviticus 25 and 45.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one other thing. Even if you have a bondmaid or a bond maid or bondmen, the scripture also says not to vex them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say vex, it means to put to rage or be violent, by implication to suppress,
Mm-hmm.
or maltreat, or to destroy, or to oppress, or to do violence toward.
Mm-hmm.
And in Leviticus, I'm just going to read this real quick. In Leviticus 19:33 and 34,
Mm-hmm.
it goes even further into the law of this servitude. It says, and if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him.
Mm-hmm.
But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you,
Mm-hmm.
and thou shalt love him as thyself.
Mm-hmm.
For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Most High your power. So here it is. That even brings more clarity to the scripture we read in Isaiah 60,
Mm-hmm.
to those nations that if they don't, that have that choice to make to serve or not to serve Israel.
Mm-hmm.
The servitude that they'll be under will be under people who will love them as themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We can't imagine servitude like that today, because we know our history so well. But it'll be a righteous servitude.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now continue in Leviticus 25, chapter 45, or verse 45.
Leviticus chapter 25, verse 45. Moreover, the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begot in your land, and they shall be your possession. Verse 46. And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you.
And this is a manifold prophecy, even because this happened actually in the time when they went into Canaan the first time, and it's going to happen again when we go into Israel when Christ returns. Continue.
Verse 46. And ye should take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever. But over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor.
Continue.
Verse 47. And if a sojourner or stranger wax rich by thee, and thy brother that dwelleth by him wax poor, and sell himself unto the stranger, or sojourn by thee, or to the stock of the stranger's family, after that he is sold, he may be redeemed again. One of his brethren may redeem him.
Continue.
Verse 49. Either his uncle or his uncle's son may redeem him, or any that is nigh of kin unto him of his family may redeem him. Or if he be able, he may redeem himself.
So he's saying if the stranger that sojourns with you, if he comes to a place of wealth, and another brother that's an Israelite may be poor and come upon hard times, and he sells himself to this Gentile, he's saying that Israelite shall be redeemed. Rather, regardless of who redeems him, rather it's the next of kin is what it's saying shall redeem him. But he is redeemable. He is not a bondmaid or a bondman to this Gentile, or he can redeem himself. Continue.
Verse 50. And he shall reckon with him that bought him from the year that he was sold to him unto the year of Jubilee. And the price of his sale shall be according unto the number of years, according to the time, and hired servant shall it be with him.
So it's basically saying that they would work out whatever his payment would be to regain his freedom from the point that he was sold, that he sold himself to the year of Jubilee. So they would look at the years between that time, whether it was 5, 25, 30, 40, 50, whatever it was, and they would work out a payment arrangement. Now we look at this here, and just it obviously makes me think of our servitude here in this Egypt or in Babylon. There was no paying for redemption here. You were property till you died, and so were your children. It was a very unrighteous servitude, and we were never to be servants in the first place. But again, that was the curse that we had to endure. And even though it was a curse that we had to endure, they took it too far in what they did. The Most High never gave them the right to treat his children the way they were treated. So let's go ahead and continue with verse 51.
Leviticus chapter 25, verse 51. If there be yet many years behind, according unto them, he shall give again the price of his redemption out of the money that he was bought for.
So, for instance, if he goes into servitude like the year after the Jubilee, then it is another 49 years till the next Jubilee. And that's what it's speaking of here when it's saying according, if there be yet many years. Continue.
Verse 52. And if there remain but few years unto the year of Jubilee, then he shall count with him, and according unto his years shall he give him again the price of his redemption.
And that just goes into the payment I was speaking of earlier. Continue.
Verse 53. And as a yearly hired servant shall he be with him, and the other shall not rule with rigor over him in thy sight.
And the Most High is saying that if this contract happens between and a brother of Israel sells himself as a hired servant to a Gentile, then in the sight of Israel, he cannot rule with rigor over that Israelite. So y'all better not allow him to. Continue.
verse 54. And if he be not redeemed in these years, then he shall go out in the year of Jubilee, both he and his children with him. For unto me the children of Israel are servants. They are my servants, who I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. Ahia, the Most High, your power.
So we are servants to the Most High only, which is why he brought us out of servitude in Egypt. And he will do the same again, which is why he is waking us up now to prepare us to come out of servitude again. We're not supposed to be used by the nations. And that's exactly what's going on right now. And the only way that can change is with his return. Let's go to, there's a couple of scriptures I want to go to just to highlight the fact that we are children, that us as children of Israel belong to the Most High. Let's go to Psalms 10. I'm sorry, Psalms 105, verse 6. And we're going to jump around to like 4 quick scriptures, and then we'll settle in on some scriptures again. But I just want to bring highlights to the fact that we are the Most High servants. Psalms 105, verse 6.
Psalms chapter 105, verse 6. O ye seed of Abraham, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen.
So it's just showing that we are the Most High servant. We are the children of Jacob, his chosen. Go to Isaiah 41 and verse 8.
Isaiah chapter 41, verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I've chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend.
Okay, so we see it again here. And this is, this is scattered throughout the whole Bible. Let's jump up 4 chapters to Isaiah 45, verse 25.
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 25. And the Most High shall all the seed of Israel be justified, and shall glory.
Okay. And finally, let's go to Isaiah 66 and verse 22.
22.
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 66, verse 22. For as the new heaven and the new earth which I will make shall remain before me, saith the Most High, so shall your seed and your name remain.
So we looked at the promises given to Abraham, and we evaluated how those promises will be fulfilled. We also looked at how we came out of Egypt and how the Most High had set us to be his chosen people to serve only him, which is why he continues to free us from our servitudes. Now, we just read this scripture that says, for as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me. We know that when he makes the new heaven and the new earth, it will not be destroyed as this heaven and this earth will be. And it says, saith the Most High, so shall your seed and your name remain. So just as the new heaven and the new earth will remain, Israel will remain. So we know that the new earth and the new heaven is something that is yet to come to be. So if Israel is going to be around forever, just as something that is yet to come to be, well, then they must be on the earth today. Otherwise, how are they going to make it to this prophecy that is spoken of in the future? They didn't disappear and then they just pop up again. They've been here from the beginning, and they'll be here till the new heaven and the new earth. And even when the new heaven and the new earth is here, they will remain, just as the new heaven and the new earth will remain. Mm-hmm. So let's dive into this a little more, which is the ultimate point that's being made with today's lesson, that Israel is not done away. I went into everything that we've gone into previously in this study to build up to what we're about to really dig into now. Let's go to Jeremiah 31 and 35.